Lagers, Pilsners, India Pale Ales, Double IPAs, Doppelbocks, Belgian Goldens. That's right, it's all here on another round of Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
There you go. That lovely sound and smell that goes with it confirms Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. We are continuing to sip on some Sycamore brews. And like I mentioned, this round is what I'm a little bit more excited for because, well, as you can imagine, it's the IPAs.
There's always got to be something in it for you.
Hey, I'm the one that went to the store to pick out the beers.
You did all the legwork. So the fact that there was a strawberry one at all is something else.
Okay, so in my hand, actually, you go first because I know that mine's more awesome than yours.
Well, yours doesn't have an awesome rooster drawn on it. So, Sycamore, the Peak Farm India Pale Ale, 7.2% ABV. Peak Farm is one of the beers that started it all for Sycamore. So going back to the roots, it's a company-wide favorite, and it says we are incredibly excited to bring back this bright, citrusy West Coast inspired classic. So, a little bit of West Coast in Charlotte. Very excited to try it. It's a beautiful India Pale Ale.
Yeah,
you can't see through it. That's for sure.
That does look pretty damn good, although it doesn't probably have the nose that mine does. I just popped Sycamore's Nugs and Kisses, which is a double IPA, 9.3%, which all sounds good. Gotta love the artwork. Basically, you have just a bunch of nice little happy nugs, if you will. A little smile bong that has, some flowers sticking out of the top.
Happy.
They're very happy. And it says right here that it says chase after the warm fuzzies with Nugs and Kisses, inspired by dank nugs and brewed with 4 lovable hops. Every sip is a happy, hazy, good time, which actually makes me wonder. I know that Virginia, I guess, decriminalized marijuana. What was it, last year?
Yes.
I don't know what where North Carolina stands in that. If everything's kosher down that way, or if it's still.
It's an intriguing question.
Once you get the green light, you just feel like, oh, we're Virginia. Everything else should be fine. But
yeah, because we're usually behind on stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I think actually it must not be, because Virginia was the first southern state to do it, right?
Yeah.
So they probably aren't. It's probably not legal. Or
come on, North Carolina, get your act together.
Get with it. They're obviously big fans, though.
Which does that one say that it's family owned? Because I feel like I don't think
family owned, established 2013.
So when I think family owned, I always, of course, think of mom and pop, the old lady, kind of behind the counter making the biscuits, and then her husband's running the cash register, and that doesn't really necessarily align with that label there.
Hey, but it's like you said, it's a married couple that started it. Times are changing, Nate. I mean, family owned, operated from 2013. That means you can put bongs on your products and everybody's cool with it. It's a new age, a new era.
I would like to know who does their labels, because all the artwork is just spectacular, and you can tell they put a lot of thought into what they're doing. None of these leaves are the same color scheme. None of the labels look like, this is kind of one of those form letter type of deals. Everything, although I guess these three have
that one's pretty
sticker versus this one actually has a printed on or shrink wrapped.
Oh yeah, actually,
label.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that. So that one, the lager must be more of a staple than you'd imagine if they have that style of can. And then these ones are more of which makes sense because these are all more experimental, I guess you would almost say. You got the blonde, you got the nugs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Sycamore. Actually, well, now that I'm looking at it, it's true. I do like. I mean, the labels are great. It is. It kind of makes you wonder. It does almost seem like this probably is the same. I think it's the same person because they have the same sort of style and vibe.
I think so because it's definitely
it's all simplistic but just well done.
No, they're definitely eye catching. That's every time I've grabbed a Sycamore beer, it has been because of the label. It's just something that And maybe it's the way the cellar lays them out, but usually they're like right at eye level for me. And my eye just like goes straight to it. So whatever they're doing over there at the cellar, they're doing great work for Sycamore.
It's funny you mentioned that because I don't know if they've moved it, but I'm pretty sure it's like the second from the bottom. So unless unless you're down on your knees, maybe then it would be eye level, I think. But definitely get on down there, man. I last time I went to the cellar.
It's called a pub crawl.
Yeah.
So yeah, eye level
Okay.
on my knees.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, last time I went there, I mean, it seems like every time I go there, you ask Mikey, what's new, what's good. And it doesn't take long for him to be like, oh, we got this awesome, blah, blah, blah. And you got to try this and that. So again, I need to bring up with him. I need to get down there sooner than later. I'll probably go this weekend. This past weekend, obviously, I was out of Bourbon and Beyond, which by the way, I didn't have enough time to put it together for this show. But while we were there, and I think I even mentioned it in one of my check-ins, but maybe you missed it. But they did dub and create the Louisville cocktail. So I guess basically they had just a bunch of different mixologists come up with what they think should be in a Louisville cocktail, and basically they all the recipes, and they were judged, and now we officially do have one. So I think we're gonna go ahead and try to recreate the Louisville, but we'll save that for another show.
We need,
and I can talk more about bourbon.
Let's say
beyond,
we need to do that in conjunction with creating the Blacksburg cocktail.
I feel it makes you think. It's amazing that it hadn't been done before.
Yeah,
they had the mayor there and everything. It was a big deal. So, but yeah, I mean, a Blacksburg cocktail. What do you think would go into that?
I mean, I would put whiskey, but I would put whiskey in just about every cocktail. So,
yeah, because to me, whiskey screams football, and that's one of the things that Blacksburg's most known for. Virginia Tech and Tech football.
I mean, it kind of already exists, but I'd be real lazy with it. It'd just be a Boilermaker.
Yeah, you can't just I mean, you have to put some sort of a twist on it somehow.
It's got a turkey leg in it.
There you go. Done. But yeah, so that's just a potential future show that we might do here before too long. But I digress. Yeah, we're focusing on the Sycamore beers. I do love when you get a good nose on a beer, and I know I've been drinking out of the Cellar pint glass. They're the sponsor, so no matter what beer I'm drinking on the show, this is what I'm drinking out of. But one of the things you do want to try and keep in mind when you are enjoying some good craft beer is trying to put it in the correct vessel, where it can really enhance your drinking experience. And when it comes to like this beer, I would probably grab, the Cellar. If you want to start making imperial pint glasses, that'd be great. But one of those ones would probably help this beer a little bit more, kind of give it that extra little edge. I think particularly like the really, really hazy ones also can go into what are they called? Like a tulip glass? Is that the one where it's almost like a sifter?
Yeah,
kind of a deal.
So I'm very bad with glasses.
This is all pint glass.
I mean, I'm over here drinking out of like a Stein, so
the typical beer mug.
And I'm pretty sure like this is only supposed to be like lagers, but I could be even wrong there.
I guess. I mean, I think lagers is probably your best bet for a beer mug like that. If you're watching on the Facebook Live or the YouTube, you can see.
But it's got a handle.
Yeah, well, it's convenient that way.
Everything should have a handle.
I'm not going to argue with you on that one, but we digress, man. The Sycamore beers, I don't know how yours is treating you. The Nugs and Kisses is just as delicious as I had hoped it would be. I mean, it's like I said, I've been obsessed with the aroma. That's what's got me on that little tangent about making sure that it's in the right thing. But as soon as I popped the can, that was right. It hit me right in the face. It was almost like somebody just took a big rip of the bong and just blew it right in my face. Not quite, but it did just smell delicious and enticing. And I mean, it's got the right ABV. It's got the right flavor, the right color as advertised. The question is, will this dethrone the Mountain Candy? And I don't know if it has. It's good. It's still probably a 5, or I'll give it a 4.75.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually, you know what? No, it's a 5. This is a great beer. I highly recommend it. Maybe I do take that quarterback because it is blue and orange are the main colors. So,
Oh,
yeah. I don't really like things that are blue and orange for obvious reasons.
Can't be doing that.
Yeah. I mean, but I guess it is out of Charlotte, so maybe we shouldn't hold that against them. It's a 5. I can't. It's a good beer. You got to give it a try. What about your IPA over there? Which, by the way, that's a 4 out of 5. 5 out of 5 on the Untapped scale, which, like we said, we have to rate our beers. It's a great way to keep track of them and stuff. See what you've had, see what you liked. The question is, are you liking the Rooster Dooster over there?
I do like the Peak Farm India Pale Ale. That being said, it's very much so what's described here. It's not going to score as well as the Southern Girl. I think the Southern Girl just kind of knocked it out of the park here.
Oh, side note, I did try that over the break and thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. So I would say it's probably his fake strawberries.
All right, that's fair. The
I was a betting man.
This is a very straightforward IPA. It doesn't. They're not doing anything too experimental with it. It's one of those like they called it, citrusy West Coast inspired classic, and that's exactly what it is. It's delicious. It looks like a pale ale should. Like I said, not as good as the Southern Girl, but if you're looking for kind of a solid example of the style, I think you couldn't do much better than this one. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it a 4.
All right, solid rating. I think I will enjoy that beer a little bit more than the Southern Girl. However, in order to do that, we're going to have to take a break, and that way I can slam the rest of these beers and wrap up my show. Thanks for hanging out with us a little bit. Nate, as always, thanks for hanging back, I guess I should say. We'll take a quick break, and we will be back with the tunes right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.